Howdy, and welcome to Broken Tool Garage. This video is going to go over changing U-joint. So I got to change this slip yoke on the drive shaft for the 70 Dodge truck build because I'm using the A833 transmission, which uses the 727 type yoke instead of the 904. Now, if you're going to do U-joints, I highly recommend you just take it to the drive shaft shop or whatever shop that can do it. But if you're bound and determined, like me, to do it yourself, you can suffer through this video and watch me suffer doing it, and then that might change your mind. All right, let's get to it. Okay, there are C-clips on the Mopar on the inside. Now, other manufacturers do it differently, but there's going to be some sort of lock ring to hold this in place so they don't sling out, right? On the Mopar, it's right here, and you're not going to be able to see it here. Like, I can barely see it, right? So there's nothing I can do about that. Once we get it apart, we can look at it and we can see it a little bit better right there. I'll show you how that goes in there and locks that into place. And we see this is a groove right here. That C-clip goes in and butts up against that. So I got to get in there and pry that C-clip out and then get it pried out. Now here's the other thing. If we look right here at our grease zerk, take that out before you start pressing this, because this has to slide all the way out to get this cap out, and then you got to pound it all the way down the other way to get the cap out. Now I'm going to be using the hammer method on this because this is the method I have. There are press methods to it and everything. I don't have that. So we're just going to roll with the most painful way of doing it possible. Okay, not exactly squared up center frame because the tripod's in the way, right, as you can see. So get a socket big enough that can capture but hold around there. In this case, we have a 1 3/16 inches. Turn it the other way. See, you're upside down for me. We're going to set it down there. Like I said, this is where you got to have the grease zerk out. All right, I'd like to have that kind of somewhat captured in there so it's not dingusing me like that, but okay, whatever. So let me rotate you because I need to get to where I can smack it with hammer. My piece is missing out of there. So this is one good proper use for a ball peen, is you set it on there, then you use your other sledge to smack it. Then usually it bounces and falls on the floor and you get the reset, and do this over and over again until you get it right. So I'm going to set up maybe like that and then put that wood over there to help take some of the shock out, and then I'm going to just straddle over it to try to keep it in place. Make sure we're lined up there. That way we can capture that cap. We don't want to run the cap. We don't want to run the U-joint. All right, our snaps are out, so we're just gonna all right, see how we got movement going on there? We're just gonna continue that until we drive that out and get that cap off, flip it over, do it again, then this yoke will come off, put the other one on, and then you can use a vise or whatever to caps come back on. So that's it, this is the process right here. Oh, see, it's much easier than the other one because you see these U-joints have been replaced, and I want to save them because they're the nice higher grade ones. You can tell that by the red seals. But that other one's a factory one, and yeah, that was fun. Well, that was much quicker. It's like 2 more strikes and it's done. But again, this has been replaced. It's not going to work like that if you got an old one like this thing right over here that I got out of the junkyard. You're going to be smacking the crap out of it, and you're going to mash into U-joint and all that. So this groove, this sits in there. So this groove is where that snap ring goes. So we can carefully take that out like that. Now if you're reusing them, like what I'm doing, set this out of the way. Oh hey, that completely came out. May be in luck, but I doubt it. I doubt we're going to get enough room. We're going to have to jig this back up and turn it around. And what I'll probably do is add a little bit of lube on there. That way it's easier to get in and out. But yeah, it's almost enough room to get that cap out, but not enough. All right, that's what we did. Now, we're captured in here. Notice the needles. Well, we probably don't have good lighting to catch that, but whatever. We'll point you straight down. See the needles in the cap? Make sure none of them fall over, because they love to fall down into the bottom or the side, and then you can't get it on. Or you lose one and it's loose. All right. And now we have enough room to get the yoke out, put the other yoke on. All right, I'm gonna take 2. Okay, we still move all nice and smooth. We didn't mess it up. I'm going to clean this up because we got some metal shavings and stuff in here from driving these in and out. And once I reset on this, we'll get this put back on. Okay, the easy part. So I have that cap set in there. Now, rotate slightly. So it slides in there nice and easy, right? So I want to tap that down in there. I kind of want something to hold that in place so I can kind of tap it in place. And then I get the other one in there, and it should be able to slide back and forth easy. If it doesn't, you got a problem, right? So we're just going to set that right there. And we're just going to put our foot up against the drive shaft, kind of pinch it in place, hold the yoke. See how that kind of went in just a little bit. That's all we need. All right, now we're going to get this one, make sure we don't have any pins that fell or did anything dumb. It's a U-joint. Now we're going to slide her that way. And it goes in the cap. And we're trying to get it kind of somewhat in the middle. Okay, we got a problem because we ain't sliding back and forth easy. We should be able to do that. So we got to sit here and rethink what we're doing. Rethink our decisions in life because we're messing with U-joints. Probably in there just a hair crooked. All right, I don't like that. And we're giving little love taps on it. We're not, you know, smacking it like a gorilla or whatever, because that's how you're going to really get something messed up. All right, it's not cooperating quite the way we want it, so we know how to do this number. And set up in here, and we know this one is right. So we're going to just go ahead and do that with it. There we go. This one's been weird. I hope I don't get a don't have a pin that fell over or something goofy, because it's acting exactly like it has a pin that just fell over. So we know how to do this. We'll just drive that right back out. I think, maybe. Oh, now it wants a block of wood there. Didn't want that before. And we're being easier with this one than the other way. Well, it just does not want to cooperate with us there. We barely tapped it in, so we're just going to continue this, and hopefully we can get the... Got a big old block of wood back here on the back, and it just wants to keep rolling off and rolling off, no matter what I do. Stay up there. It's because I got the camera on or something. All right, just going to kind of take my feet back there and hold it in place. And we're just going to... We barely tapped it in, so it shouldn't be much to get it out, but it sure ain't wanting to cooperate, I know that, so we ain't going to drive it in like that. Now, if we want us to drive it in, we would just have it on the block of wood and then just drive it in, right? Or you can put it up in a press, but... This thing, it must be, because the camera's on, that it's being a dingus. Well, we're just going to keep going. There we go. Well, it couldn't have fell over. It just was kind of jammed in place or something goofy. All right, now we can proceed the way I intended. Now, given that ain't up there, I'm going to just take the hammer and just flat smack it. And I can feel it pressing down. Now, we ain't going to have any more back-to-back because, you know, slot back and forth, because it's in there, right? It's captured. We're just pressing the caps or we can get the C-clip in. Now, right now is the best time to get this C-clip in because we got all that room. And what we'll do, once we get that C-clip in, we'll rotate it that way and drive that one in until we can get its C-clip in, right? So that's the method we're going to do is, well, take two and then get the C-clip in. All right, it is safety glasses time. Now, we have this rotated as far over as we can get because we've got to get to the groove right here. And given we have this flange here, we can't just drop it in that way. We really got to come in this way with it, right? And we're just going to set it up like that and what's it called? I'd rather do that than shoot across the shop or hit me in the face or anything else that these things love to do. You got to hit it hard enough to get it in there and not so hard that you hit your fingers, right? We're going to try just a little bit right there. See if I can get it started. I'm sure a smart person would know how to do this without this much trouble, but yeah. I think a pair of needle nose is what I need to get. I sat there thinking that, but I have it in another... I did a road trip and it's in the bag and I haven't unloaded it yet. So let me go get my needle nose and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, back with needle nose. And I'm going to try to get that in a position I can smack it with a hammer and drive it in place. And one fell swoop, and we all be good. I think I might pull that back there. No, that's not what happened. You probably imagined that already, but Like I said, this is the other fun part, is getting these at least started. There we go. So that has started. And that one is not in correctly because it's in the groove there and going into this right here, our seal. Exactly not what it's supposed to be doing. Is going into the seal. Nice new U-joint. New-ish. Good-ish. Of course, by the time I get done messing with it, it might not be any good. Okay, well, we know this trick, so we get to get the screwdriver and try to get the thing out. Might be able to take this pick and stab myself with it, maybe. That'd be fun. All right. If I could get in there, I could get it to lift up maybe and get it to come over. Yeah. Okay, well, be prepared for this setback. Something that seems totally simple. But not simple, because it's going to fight. So you ready to pay someone else to do this yet? Have I convinced you? Okay, I'm doing the walk over and lift method. And we're in our groove. And that's a good seal, so I think we're still good on that. All right, now we can beat the dickens out of it and run everything and all that. I think I'm going to go with a wood block. Same thing, I'm going to hold it in place because it's going to want to go everywhere but where you want it to go. Rotate that. Okay, let's go back to this method. Okay, we should be seated. We're not seated. Oh, I see. The C-clip is not centered, so it's hitting this lip. So I need to rotate the C-clip, so we got to come back that way now. Oh, the fun. Oh, the fun. Okay, that's back up. I need to rotate that C-clip. Oh, I didn't think about that. I can tell you're not rotated C-clip. Okay, there we are. So it's got a little gap in between there. We're going to rotate it. And we need to come back just a little. I said we need to come back just a little. That's probably too much. Come on. Baby steps. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of clearance in there. There we go. So it's got this chamfer in here and the C-clip butts up against there. Okay. Now let's try this again with the C-clip in the right position. Give it a good smacking. Okay. Not quite butted up against that. All right, see how that's recessed in, and we can barely see our C-clip groove, and I bet we're right up against that other one real good. So now to get the last one in. All right, what did we do last time? We did it like this and figured out that we need a pair of needle nose. I think I'm feeling lucky today. Okay, we're in there, and I had my tool. See, that's how I anticipated it doing it the first time. Just get my punch to hit myself in the thumb. Imagine if you're doing this in the morning with coffee. Your hands be all over the place. All right. Still not doing what I want it to do. It's not snapping in. Oh, because it's up there real tight. Because these fit in super, super tight. It's like they don't want them to come out or something. All right, well, we're going to get the screwdriver in there. And the last thing you want is this thing popping out. Or pinching you on the thumb. Okay, looks like we got room. I think it needs to come up just a little. That might have been why it's a little hard to get in there. It's rotated slightly. And just you just got to keep doing this till you get the thing in. Doo-doo-doo. I do believe it is in. We're rotated back a little bit, like that. Okay, I'm gonna stop and look and see what that C-clip is doing. I need a light to. Back with the light. So I've got to remember what side I was working on. So that's there. That's the one in. So get my pointer. It is butted up right against this flange. I'd rather it come back just a little bit, but it is okay. And we're seated. I don't think we're seated in there. So given it's butted up against there, it can't go all the way around. So I need to rotate it just a little bit. Light in my face. I wish, could you hold this light for me, please? Okay, well, I guess that's not possible. So I'll just have to figure it out. So I need to get this one up off there. Oh, this is just so great on the knees. I just want to let you know that beforehand. You sit like that. I can't see. You need to be like that. And then what I need is right here, you to rotate. No, the C-clip rotate, not the U-joint. Okay, well, I'm going to jack with this to get C-clip centered, and then you kind of get the idea from here, right? Back together. And the grease zerk's in there. Need to add grease now. And then sitting there thinking, did I put the right yoke on there? Anyways, my back hurts, my knees hurt, I hurt. So, that's how you would do this if you wanted to tackle that. Now, if you was doing the drive shaft side, if he's replacing the whole U-joint, same thing, you just got to do the same thing on the drive shaft side. Right there. Now, there is a little bit more room on the drive shaft side, so if you get one out, you may be able to get it to come out without having to beat it back the other direction. You still have those very lovely C-clips to deal with, which I finally got in there right after much argument. So, anyways, I hope you learned something from this. Well, actually, what I hope you learned is take it to someone, but if you're not able to, and you got the tools, this is the most basic way of doing it, which is the way I've always done it. It's probably why I don't like doing U-joints. If I actually bought some good tools to do this, probably make this a whole lot easier. But I'm assuming that if you're trying to do this yourself, you're stuck with the same tools I got right here. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on Broken Tool Garage.